What's up, guys? It's Saturday, September 28th, 2013, and I just saw a few articles here on the Drudge Report that I had to cover because I think they're actually quite remarkable. So let's top it off with the independent.co.uk. It's got an article here. The headline is Michael Cera, Jennifer Hudson, Jason Derulo, Oprah Winfrey, Alicia Keys, and John Bon Jovi. Barack Obama turns to stars to promote his healthcare law. And basically, if you just go through the article, it's got other people like Amy Poehler. It's got people like, Mike Farah, who was the president for the Funny or Die website, which was founded by Will Ferrell. All these big A-list celebrities. He basically invited to the White House and gave a briefing on why and how they should go about promoting the Affordable Care Act. Now, these are Americans. They have free speech just like anybody. But, I mean, come on. Doesn't this not scream fascism, the merger of private and public interests? Pretty sure that's the definition of fascism. So we have, these big-time celebrities that are promoting this propaganda out when they're rich celebrities who, live in luxury and they're trying to tell the poor what they need to support. Doesn't really, fit because I'm poor, and it's just like, wow, okay. You guys have how much experience and how much knowledge of anything political? Have you guys even read the bill? Has Obama even read the bill? It's just absolutely ridiculous. And to me, it just screams out what the Minister of Propaganda in Nazi Germany, Joseph Goebbels, did when he would only promote and was only allowed to put out movies that actually supported the fascist regime. So, it's nothing new. We've known for a while now that the media has, and Hollywood has a liberal bias. So just check out that article. I thought it was pretty interesting. Apparently, movie stars and pop stars know what's best for you. Okay, the next article we got here is from Breitbart.com. UN climate change report ignores 15-year pause in warming. An exhaustive United Nations report that claimed with 95% certainty that humans are responsible for global warming left out data that found the planet has stopped warming over the last 15 years because it did not fit with the climate change agenda it wanted to advance. So there you go. I mean, it just goes out and shows that these people are just making these numbers up to promote their carbon tax, which goes directly to Al Gore, and he would make billions upon billions of dollars, that they're fudging these numbers. And they're also doing this because they're promoting the idea of modern eugenics, which basically says that man is harming the planet. So in order to save the planet, we need to kill off man. People like Ted Turner and things like that who said we need to start eliminating X amount of people a day in order to save the planet. We need to think about population control. We need to regulate the population of the planet. We need to kill people in order to save the planet. This is the mentality and the ideology that these people like Al Gore, Bill Gates, and all these basically neo-Nazis believe in. And it's absolutely absurd. And then down here at the bottom of the article, they've got, as Breitbart News reported, a group of 50 international scientists released a comprehensive new report which cited thousands of peer-reviewed articles that the United Nations-sponsored Panel on Climate Change ignored, concluded that the evidence now leans against global warming resulting from human-related greenhouse gas emissions. And everybody knows that plants breathe in CO2. Everybody knows that in the time of the dinosaurs there was more CO2 on the planet. Does that mean that the fucking dinosaurs were driving around in Hummers? And then they killed themselves off? There is one theory that they killed themselves off with their own flatulence. This is just absolutely absurd. I mean, there was much more plant life back then because there was much more CO2 in the atmosphere. And that means, in return, there was much more oxygen back then. Which is why everything was larger back then. So to say that more CO2 is bad for the planet is absolutely absurd. We know for a fact that more CO2 the better it is for the planet. I mean, carbon's one of the main building blocks of life. So go to Breitbart.com, check out that article. I found it really fascinating. Just another quick one here. Let's see. This is from NewYork.cbslocal.com. Summers, New York, fights back after pro-gun sign removed from his lawn. A Summers man claims that the town police department violated his right to free speech when they removed a pro-gun sign from his property. Mr. Gibson said that he set up a hidden camera at his home after the other signs had disappeared from his front lawn and caught an officer removing them. My client's rights have been severely damaged. His federal civil rights have been violated. This is basically what his attorney said. That the sign had violated a zoning ordinance prohibiting signs with town's right-of-way and has nothing to do with free speech or gun rights. So basically this guy is suing the police department because they took down his signs. The police are saying, no, we gave you notification saying that it's violating this zoning ordinance or whatever, and he's just saying, he's suing them because he believes that they're actually taking down his signs because of the message that they're promoting. So I guess we'll see this settled in the lawsuit or whatever, but I mean, come on. That's the New York Police Department. One of the most corrupt departments, in the country. And everybody knows that side of the country has a liberal bias, so in my opinion, most likely these cops don't want you to own guns. But there are a lot of, so I don't know. But that's just, you guys could check out that article, like I said. I'll put links in the video below. And let's see here. I had one more article. If I can get it to pull up here. Sorry about that. This is from Slate.com. Researchers claim many jobs at risk for automation. The headline, what undercover boss and the Jetsons tell us about the future of jobs. And it basically just goes through and says, the future of employment, how susceptible are jobs to computerization? Frey and Osborne estimate that 47% of U.S. jobs are at risk of being automated in the next 20 years. This does not mean they necessarily will be automated, despite the way the study has been portrayed in some media outlets. Rather, the authors argue it's plausible over the next 2 decades that existing and foreseeable AI technologies could be used to cost-effectively automate these jobs out of existence. Machines may not, and probably won't, do the jobs the same way as people. However, just remember the last time you used an automated checkout system at a grocery store. There's a difference between machines doing something cheaply and doing it well. Frey and Osborne took into account the possibility of such task simplification in their analysis. So I thought this was a very interesting article. Kind of the whole Star Wars program, the whole Skynet program, mentality of robots are going to take over and stuff. I thought it was very fascinating. I know every time I go to the grocery store, you always use the self-checkout thing. And yeah, that seems to have, cost jobs. They could have hired baggers there instead. But, the economy's in the shitter because of the big banks and Obama and Bush. And so, it's cheaper to just have machines do everything. So I think this is probably the future, that you're going to see a lot more jobs be taken over by, AI, robotics. And I think that the elite that have always used the poor slaves to push the buttons and farm their food for them in the future are no longer going to need us. And this is why they're promoting their anti-human agenda with global warming. I think that in the future, not only do they not only need us, but they're going to eradicate us. I mean, that's what John P. Holdren talks about doing in Ecoscience, reducing the population by 80 to 90%. So they're no longer going to need us to, turn the wheels and push the buttons, as I said. I think we're just going to have robots do it. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion. Check out the links below. Check out my blog at dethronethekings.tumblr.com. And that's pretty much it for now, guys. Thanks.